So how you use your time off is up to you, but a new study finds a large number of Americans are using PTO to sleep rather than go on vacation. AmeriSleep surveyed 1,000 Americans. 57% say they've taken PTO or a sick day in the last year to specifically lay in bed and rot, meaning they do nothing. Only
Good
probably
Lord.
scroll on their phone, but basically nothing. 33% say they've taken multiple days off just to rest in the last year. Joelle Crawford joins us now. She is the author of Show Your Ask, Using Your Voice to Advocate for Yourself and Your Career. Thank you for joining us. So 53% of Americans feel guilty for doing this. Should they?
They shouldn't. That's a huge red flag. If you're taking paid time off to rest instead of, that's a red flag for burnout. When we're too exhausted to even plan a vacation, it's a signal that we are in a workplace culture that is business over balance, and rest should be proactive and not the last resort.
So I'm also thinking about social media, because when we're not working, many of us are at home on social media, scrolling Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. It feels like that's mentally tolling as well. Do you think social media is another added element in this right now?
It can be. I mean, I am a card carrying, like, social media addict. My husband said if I just had a like button, I would love him more, and that's sad. That's really,
If he's
so
telling
it's
you there's
really
a problem.
important to give ourselves some breaks from social media. That can really, and you can end up scrolling yourself into a dismal situation. So putting some controls on that. There are self that you can use to monitor and with, kind of take a little step back from being on the screen so much.
So the survey also finds that Gen Z is most likely to cancel plans in part because of anxiety, lack of motivation, and procrastination. Why do you think there's this generational difference?
Well, you know what? I gotta clarify something. Gen Z isn't lazy. They're just literate in self-preservation.
Oh.
They know what's going on. They are rejecting that hustle culture that we've kind of subscribed to and taking those bed rotting days.
That is a great way to say it. We are just literate in self-preservation. That means our sleep comes first. But I'm going to start this video again. I just want to add this part. Since most people sleep 8 hours a day, and there's only 24 hours in a day, you're already sleeping a third of your life away. And this is probably at the peak of your life too. So, and I work with old people, and I want to say this to say, you're only going to sleep more the older you get. Old people don't sleep sometimes on purpose, but most of the time they're sleeping all day and all night through the night, unless they're woken up all night, right? And like, say you get into your 80s, your 90s, you're gonna probably be sleeping 66%, so 2/3 of your day sleeping, damn near. You know what I'm saying? We're just preservation. That's crazy. That's crazy to say, because it sounds like laziness. It's crazy to say because it sounds like no motivation and laziness. Now, I'll add my comment at the end. Let's just keep going.
As traditional models of work and rest haven't been working for them, but rest without restoration can easily turn into avoidance.
The plan.
Tension, it can turn into some really unhealthy boundaries. So they really know they get it. They really know how to pair intentionality with boundaries. So we could definitely take a page from their book.
I think I'm going to steal that from you. When somebody asks me, am I tired? I'm going to say, no, I'm illiterate in self-preservation. So thank you for that one.
He said, I'm literate in self-preservation when they call you lazy. Now, that's a funny one, because it sounds like you're weak as hell. Look, and I would assume that he's like, no, I'm not lazy. I'm just self-preserving. I'm just preserving myself in my life. And there's limits to it. Let me keep going. We're going to add
Final
to
thing
it.
here. At what point does laying in bed just become too much? Like, when is it just way too much?
I think there's something about resting. Everyone needs rest, but I think what we need to do is make sure that we use PTO as permission to optimize. Use that time to reflect and reset. Ask yourself, what's one boundary that
I
I
need
can
some
set?
sleep right
What's
now.
one
Fuck you just
routine that I can soften?
saying.
What's one thing that I can do to release? Sometimes the healthiest vacation from overcommitting and not from leaving your city or your town. It's all
PTO,
about
permission to
repurposing.
optimize, and then illiterate and self-preservation. Joel, just us with bangers today on the Saturday.
Yeah, he can't even relate. He's a hustler, but he gonna use the excuses if he got to. Now look, shit, I need to self preservate right now and go to sleep. Shit, I've been up more than about shit. I've been up at least 23 hours. I need to preservate too, but no, I'm in hustle mode, ma'am. I can't do that. ABC, I need to. Is this ABC? Yes, ABC. Please do this video again because the audio is horrible. By the way, and I maybe it's her signal, of course, but maybe I need to just re-record this. I know it says live, but I don't know. Anyway, let me give you some commentary on what I think. Yes, this is so you're telling me Americans are using time off of work to sleep, PTO to sleep. So not using the time. So they get paid. PTO is paid time off. You get time to get you paid. You use your paid time off just to go home and sleep. How about they just organize their schedule? Most people are only working 8 hours a day anyway. So let me just make sense of this. Say you work 8 hours. I'm gonna be very conservative with the numbers. You work 8 hours, you sleep 8 hours. It's 16 hours. 30 minutes to get to work, 30 minutes to get home. That's another hour. That's 17 hours. You have 7 hours left. And no, I didn't add in showers. I didn't add in food, eating. Let's add another hour for food and eating. Now you got how many? 18 hours, right? You got 6 hours left in the day. Just add another hour or two of sleep, because what you're doing is you're going to sleep, but you're not sleeping. Maybe they're smoking. Maybe they're drinking. Maybe they're on the internet. Because there's a reason. There has to be a reason why you're young and or Americans in general. But of course, if you're a working class American, you're not that old. You probably at max what 50 something, maybe. If you're in the working class, you're because that's some. This is really some Gen Z shit. You know what I'm saying? The old heads ain't doing this. You think 50-year-old, 40-year-olds, even late 30-year-olds are calling off of work using their PTO to sleep? Maybe for a doctor's appointment or to get work around the house done, but they're not just calling off to get to sleep. That's like some my generation shit. I'm 28. So 28, maybe 32 and down. 32 and down, they're probably calling off work for PTO just so they can sleep. How do you call off work just to sleep when you probably only work 8 hours a day for 5 days a week? You damn near got 2 days off completely to sleep as much as you can to regenerate. Like, y'all can't stay up for 8 hours. I mean, 16 hours for 5 days. Our culture is weak and she's justifying it. I can't condone to this behavior. I cannot, man. It's just not in me. Literally, you'll see me sometimes doing a live or doing my YouTube videos and I'll doze off a little bit. I come back. I doze off a little, come back. I ain't even playing, bro. I tell people at least 4 times a week, 4 out of 7, Angelo Savage, he stays up about 25 to 26 hours. That's because I'm hustling. This is my YouTube stuff. I got another full-time job, you know what I'm saying? And I got another job. I don't play around because I'm in hustle mode and I'm young, so I'm doing it now while I can. While the other Americans are sitting around sleeping. You're sleeping, bro? Find your purpose, man. I can't condone this because I can't relate to it because I just know that there's more to life than sleeping. Definitely when I work around people that sleep all day. Yeah, all day. Most of their day. Most of the time. I know people right after dinner jump in bed, sleep for the rest of the night. They out. But those people are like 70 something years old. It makes sense. 80 something years old. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But like not all old people sleep all day. I used to have a grandma that would get up. She'd go to sleep 11, 12, 30, 1 o'clock in the morning, wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. Like no sleep at all. But when you that old, I wouldn't want to sleep either because shit, your time is limited already. But being young and you're sleeping like that, that's nuts. You don't really need more than 8 hours. The thing with me, bro, I don't even need 8 hours. I really just need like 5. And maybe I'll take a random day in a week and I might get 8 or 9 just to make up for the lost time for the 5 hour, sleep schedules I was having all week. You know what I'm saying? That being said, not everybody needs to do that. If you can get 8, get 8. But like over 8, I can't. And this is just me personally. Me personally, if I sleep over 8 hours, I literally get sleepy again because I'm oversleeping. You ever had the feeling that you're oversleeping? That's what I mean. It's just I feel like more lazy that I'm sleeping this long. So I can't allow myself to, and I have stuff to do. Like, hey, go to the gym. How can we be more productive today? And sleeping is like smoking or drinking. Once you do it, your day is over with. It's like, okay, I just drank a bottle of liquor. Now I'm out for the rest of the day sleeping. Bro, no. Be productive, bro. Because now you're using precious time that you could use for something that's actually more important. Maybe if you want to go to a concert, use your PTO. Maybe if you want to go out with your friends, use your PTO. You're sleeping. It's like, oh, I still get paid for today, but I'm going to sleep. It's just a trail to bad behavior in the future. Because if our children right now are doing that, what do you expect the children of the future to do? They're going to be like, man, I can't tie my shoes. I ain't going to work. Man, my hair, it hurts when I brush it. I don't want to go to work. Man, I didn't want to brush my teeth until 11, but since I work at 8, I ain't going to work. You know what I mean? It just, if our generation's doing this, what do you expect the next generation to do? I hope they pick up the slack and don't do that, knows that it's important to actually hustle. So, unlike other people, other Americans, I won't be doing that. Now, I'm not saying you need to take a vacation with your PTO, but at least take it off. Don't be sleeping it out. You know what I'm saying? You're just wasting PTO. Maybe if you ain't got nothing to do, then yeah, I guess. But you're not going on vacation, which is fine. You can just drive somewhere, hike somewhere, or just walk a trail. That's vacation. Vacation is just time from work, but you're using your time from work to sleep. No, that's weak, bro. And look, even the reporter can't justify it because he's like, man, we've been getting soft. Man, we getting lazy. Man, it's like I don't understand how people can really survive in relationships being this lazy. No, why are we sleeping? Like we're supposed to get up and hustle. We're nothing like our generation before us. Like we're so weak. Like we are definitely weak before the generation before us. We're sleeping. We're letting them pay us for time to go sleep. And that could be used for maybe an emergency, maybe in the future, possibly. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. Does using your PTO to sleep is a good use of your PTO? And I mean vacation time. Like when you've built this up all year, you can only take this amount of time off of work per year. Is it okay to take your PTO just to sleep? I'm gonna take my vacation time, but I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna stay up and then I'm gonna watch TV and be lazy. I guess you're not spending no money, but it's kind of weird. It's your boy Angel Savage. I can't really relate to this situation because I'm a hustler and I was born this way. It's your boy Savage, man. Make sure you like the video for the YouTube algorithm and don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Let's go. Peace.